Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody to Rave and Misbehave TV. My name is Stur, aka the ultimate raver, the biggest misbehavior of them all, promoting every DJ event and label because I'm willing and able. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Stur Table. Hello guys. Welcome to A Third Table. Today we are starting with the show and I'm very blessed and I feel very happy because we have one of the most exciting artists on the moment. We have Minitech in the building. How are you?
Hey man, good.
Jan Bakker is our table gent. He's also joining us in the table to do an exclusive interview on Minitech. I want to ask you a couple of questions because like I said, I really feel fortunate to have you sitting here at the table as us.
Good to be here.
Yeah, thanks. Nice. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay, you as an artist, Minitech, please do the introduction of yourself. Explain to us, where are you from and where did it all started?
Well, I mean, it's quite a long story. The thing is, for me, like, my family is originally from India, so I have Indian origins. I was born in London. I grew up in the States, spent years living all over the world, including India, the US. I've been living in Holland now for the last, say, 6 years. And I mean, the music also took an interesting shape in all that process. I started DJing a really long time ago, and I've played various sounds. Always tried to keep it a bit underground, and eventually locked up on this Minitech Project style, which really does incorporate, it's techno at essence, but it incorporates a lot of things from house, as well as tech house. It's mainly stripped down, although I do like a drive in my music, so it's kind of like driving, minimal beats in that sense.
The whole story about Minitech as like a concept, because the first time when I heard it, I was like, I was raving in Sugar Factory. I was there with a couple of friends of mine, and I saw you performing over there. And the first thing that popped in my mind when I saw you performing was, of course, the name Minitech. How did you come up with the name?
Well, it's kind of interesting, like I said, I've been through various musical styles. So I started DJing back in the 90s. I was a kind of a bit of a gearhead in that sense. I've been more interested in sound. So I was always fascinated by sound and how good you could get things to sound. That kind of became my initial inspiration. Although I've always been a music fan since I was young, it was sound I was really more obsessive about. And that led me into DJing. Via my interest in sound setups and bigger sound setups and things like that. I initially started playing more clubbier sounds of the time, and then moved actually into psytrance because I found it very stimulating intellectually as well. And at some point I got a little bit stagnating in the psytrance. I found that it wasn't really giving me a kind of breakthrough where it was going, and the crowd was changing a lot. It wasn't quite the same warm underground feeling. It became very cliquish. It became very things I wasn't so happy about.
I know what you mean.
So then what happened basically is that during those years of DJing, I started to work on in the studio as well. I got luckily the opportunity via my popularity as a DJ to work on remixes, to work on certain things. And then I took a complete break from playing. And what I did was I took a back seat. I wanted to set up a studio somewhere, but I traveled a lot then. So I took some time. I went to Ibiza, I came here. I traveled to several nice destinations, went to lots of different parties, heard lots of different music. I was looking for a kind of breakthrough inspiration. And what happened for me is somewhere in like the mid-2000s, around 2004, 2005, a lot of DJs were kind of making a move in these years to different styles of music. One of them, for example, being Mauro Picotto, another one being Fergie. Richie Houghton went away from Plastic Man and started promoting Minus More and all that kind of stuff. And I found some very interesting stuff coming from this area. Now, while I was exploring the music, I kind of like, when I was also going through music and going through other people's, getting into this, like DJs and stuff like that, I found somehow the term Minitech come around quite a lot. It didn't quite describe minimal techno, because for me, let's say for example, although I'm a big fan of the music, it's not my thing to play because it just doesn't have enough drive. I like it maybe more for an after party or something like that, but of course for peak time dance floor stuff, it wasn't quite there.
But for our viewers, maybe you can explain in which period this was, which years?
Yeah, I'd say it was somewhere between 2004 and 2007. So then what I found also was that I was looking to do, since I took a break from DJing anyway, I was always a very technical DJ. So I played on vinyl, I played on CDs, but I was always trying to use the maximum I could with the technology at the moment.
Well, I have a very interesting question, because I saw some shows of you, and to be honest with you, the first thing, like I said before, the first thing I thought, like, whoa, this guy, he has really, like, even at this table now, so really big compliment for it, the energy. And it's the same in your DJ set. I'm really fond of looking at you, because there is a lot of energy in there. Can you explain a little bit to like the viewers and like young artists, because they're growing up and they want to be like a DJ, they want to keep the style on the ground, but where do you get the energy from?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like saying, where do I get my music from as well? You know, I believe that all energy and inspiration is in existence. The only interesting thing is how you tune to that. It's almost like you're a radio, yeah? And you're tuning to a frequency, trying to tune in a particular radio station. Over time, you know, you kind of get more used to opening up, and so it's the same for me sometimes when I'm making a track in the studio. You know, if I open up, the idea has just come, so I become like a channel. So I'm just a radio, the frequency is already coming from somewhere. And it's the same when I'm performing, you know. I get energized from the atmosphere in the room, I get energized from the kind of music that I play.
The audience.
Book the guy, yeah. No, and I want to, because we have Jan Bakker, of course, at the table sitting next to me, and like, I'm really happy that Jan is here, because if we talk about energy, about, you know, my name is Stur, I'm the ultimate raver, but this guy here at the table, he is the greatest raver of Amsterdam. And to be honest, Jan Bakker, he's younger than me, because, you know what, I think the guy is just all over the place, always positive. And Jan, can you please explain to us, because you are there for a while, right? You are doing like you are going to a lot of events in Amsterdam, and
love living. You love living. That's the most important there is, and be so that everybody likes you without.
Indeed, yeah. No bad vibes.
Be normal.
That's really, guys, you heard it. If Jan says be normal,
that's all what I'm doing. There is nothing more what I'm doing. I like to live.
Yeah, because I saw that you, there was like this underground rave, everybody was talking about it. Sorry, but Rave and Misbehaved TV, that day I was just chilling at the crib and just doing my own thing. But there was an underground rave and you was there, Jan, and the whole media, they jumped on it and everybody was talking about it. But can you explain what's your motivation? Because I know that you don't like media. You just wanna have fun.
No, but you are talking now about a big rave party in Diemen.
Yes.
Oh man. That was great.
Did you work there?
Yeah. Indeed, I was actually in the lineup.
You was in the lineup.
5 stocks.
Nice.
And at every stock in the building, there were 2 or 3 stages. There were already 1,500 up to 1,600 persons in that building.
But did you hear Minitech play over there?
I actually, my set didn't come around, to be honest.
Guys,
it was over. It was over at 3 o'clock. Police was coming at horses, at bikes, cars, motorbikes, from all over they were coming. And they said, you have to stop. And everybody was very friendly. The people, okay, if you have to
I
stop.
gotta say, you know, that was for me, like, I've obviously in my career I've been all over the world, and I've seen a lot of parties, and a lot of them illegal as well. I mean, you gotta get around these things sometimes. However, I gotta say that for me was one of the most amazing scenarios of a party that, like, let's say wasn't supposed to happen.
Was a point also because there were already up to 1,600 persons in the building, and still there were around 700 in front of the building to get in. Everybody who was in was calling their friends from, you have to come to Demon, there is a party, man.
Guys, to be honest with you, I had an invitation, like I got like WhatsApp, somebody hit me up on Facebook, they said, hey, Justice, there's a rave going on, you have to grab your camera for rave miss, we have this shit is going down. I was sitting at the yard, I thought to myself, no, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stay at home, and afterwards, man, I was really sitting like, oh damn, I can go to that rave, man, I'm the ultimate raver. So, but for a general question, right? What is the main reason as an artist? Because you know what I respect about you and about many artists is that, like, the first thing is that you're not only an international guy, because you really have an international mentality. You've been all over the world and you can fit in everywhere. Because here in Amsterdam, you told me that you live in West, so it's really, you fit in everywhere. What is the main reason that somebody like you, like an artist, you explained your history, goes for like the whole Minitech thing and not for instance for like ADM or progressive house or like the whole commercial thing? Because you can do it too, I know.
See, the thing is this, right? I mean, like, obviously, like, I've also been producing music for a while now. My production skills can extend to anything, including stuff like EDM or trance, which of course I could make a bigger name with, which I could get more money from, and all that kind of stuff. However, for me, it's like, I learned something, you know, I played commercial music early in my career as well. And then, somewhere along the line, I discovered a certain potential in music. And this potential in music is somehow subliminal. Frequencies affect your consciousness in a certain way. And I find that some music can affect your consciousness in different ways than other music. And what it is it becomes like, even the music I play today, I say it puts you in a trance.
It puts you in a trance.
It's not called trance. It puts you in, for me, a deeper trance than trance puts you in. So one of the main things for me is because I found that, well, if I'm someone who discovered this experience, to bring you to this spiritual euphoria place, with repetitive frequencies or whatever, then I believe that since I have the potential to do this for people, maybe, for example, another producer might find it easier to produce trance because it's more musical. What I'm doing is putting complex sounds together and making it work for people to get in a trance. So since I can do that, I feel that, like, well, that's my potential. And I'd like to bring that potential to people so that they can have a certain kind of experience.
Well, to be honest with you, that's really deep, and that's the whole thing. That's what we need here at Third Table, because the big difference between you and, like, I don't wanna like put the commercial guys in a separate place. Because people make good,
Listen, it's important. When I was a kid growing up, I was listening to like 2 Unlimited and stuff. You know, or whatever.
Me too.
And that's the point. Like, for me, commercial music needs to exist because it's your gateway into music. And so I got nothing against guys doing EDM or something else. I'm not jealous of their popularity or the kind of money they earn. For me, it's just like, hey man, there's kids growing up. That's an entry point into music. And then, just like me, I've gone from 2 Unlimited into deeper stuff at the time, like John Digweed or whatever. And that educated me on, hey, deeper stuff can give you
the whole,
deeper stimulation.
You know what it's about, because you're talking about about the whole deep stuff, but really your purpose is really deep, because you're explaining to me that you want to, like, create something which you set like different frequency. You really want to touch people, you want to move people.
Exactly.
And I think that's really deep, and that's something really to be proud of, because if you can do something good at your own, it's of course a talent and you can grow big. But to me, and what I found is that if you can multiply it, so like what you're doing with the frequencies and with like putting people in a trance, maybe you can put young kids in a different state of mind so they start thinking different.
But the real Dutch house culture you've never played, that's the hardcore.
Well, of course, I have attended though, and I've seen it.
Hockey inside.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This year you have been in Goa in India.
I was in India on tour. I didn't do Goa, unfortunately.
He did the Indian tour, guys. International guy at the table.
How was it over there? How was the scene?
I gotta say, see, the thing is, like, I think India's first exposure to real electronic or underground music came more from psytrance, because that was kind of growing in Goa, which was in India. So even if it didn't come from Indian artists, it grew there. So it was easy for, say, an Indian person who was young enough to go to Goa, suddenly visit a like crazy party in the forest with like 5,000 people.
Whoa. I want to go deeper into the productions, because I like you said, the whole, because I saw on your Facebook, I did some research that you signed to a couple of labels, and I saw that you're doing gonna do a release after, I don't know when. Where are you doing?
Well, yeah. My next track is out on the 8th of December.
8th December, guys, pick it up. I'm gonna post it on the wall. Get it.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I'm very proud of this release, because some of my favorite artists, 3 that in particular that I've played a lot of tracks from in the past, let's say, couple of years.
Yeah.
There's Alex Mine, Alex Costa, and a guy named DJing. And DJing is interesting because this guy, I didn't know who he was. One fine day I heard a track from an artist called DJing, and I found it was great, tried it in my sets, really worked out fantastic. And turns out he's actually one of the guys originally from Eiffel 65.
Whoa, really?
So a lot of people find their way to the underground.
Yeah.
Now this particular release coming out on the 8th is on a label called Co-Made Music. Yeah, and it happens to be one of my favorite labels because they have consistently got very interesting and good music in recent times.
Quality music, yeah.
And it happens to be the label of these 3 guys. So they started it together, so Alex Mine, Alex Costa and DJing together have this label. And it was wonderful for me because I didn't even send them a demo. It's like they got a hold of a track of mine or 2 that were released on other labels. And then they just hit me up with a message like, hey, we really like your stuff, and maybe you have something for us for Co-Made. And I was like, wow, that's great. That's already, I'm always playing music for this label.
Yeah, of course, and it's a big compliment. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing, and because I just want to, maybe you can visualize for us, or maybe you can explain. What I want to know, what are you using when you are producing? Because I'm really, how you call it, equipment guy. Yeah. I have a little studio at home, and I like mixers and analog synthesizers.
Well, see, I gotta tell you, like over the years, I've experimented a lot.
Okay,
hardware, software, whatever. I started producing music using Fruity Loops several years ago just to get a feel of it.
For the kids, FL.
You can play with that without even having much knowledge. So you can get in there and just have some fun and put some beats together. Lately, actually, I haven't been checking it for the last few years because I've moved to Apple and Fruity is more of a Windows-based thing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, great fun just to put beats down. I moved into Cubase. After that, got like an Access Virus TI, I had a Keystation 49, I had like all this gear, a couple of different sound cards, like this Bitstream thing, and all this stuff. I scrapped everything, I sold everything. I make music very simply now. I just use Logic and Machine. Yeah,
I think it's a good thing, because you know what it is nowadays, and I really want to explain this. Young producers who are coming up and like DJs, the whole thing about the CD 2000, you know what I think of it? It's really great that Pioneer is putting all these USB automatic thinking machines out there, but really, if you go back to like the roots, US DJ, you can like spin a record on like 2 turntables on vinyl, so just keeping it straight, and it's not about the gear you have, but it's all about what you take out of the gear.
Indeed.
So, and what is, if I ask you, what is your favorite DJ set? What do you find the most interesting to play on?
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, again, I've gone through various sort of controllers to control Tractor with.
I'm a controller guy.
You know, and what I use now, basically, because I use machine for production, I took a good few hours, and I use an Allen & Heath K2 to control certain elements of my set, and I use the whole machine controller, which I've MIDI mapped to do other things.
Customized to hypnotize the audience.
I like that.
I wanna know, Jan, you as like the greatest raver of them all, because you know I look up to young guys. To be honest with you, I'm really blessed that Jan is sitting here, because Jan is like I said, the guy is used. What is the main reason, Jan, that you are? Because it's definitely, when I look at you, you are really choosing for techno, and you're not going to the ADM parties. What is the reason that you're going to the techno parties? Is it the same as Minitech? Is it
the music?
It's the
I like the music. It's I only no. It's only when I'm starting to going to parties. There was house music, the old school.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of change. And then the trance music was coming. I'm sorry, I didn't like it.
Sorry, Armin.
So, and all kind of other stuff. Yeah, I like that. And now it is techno. It's deep house, and that's what I like. And also, I have to say, the people, the audience who are coming to that kind of parties are completely different from other parties.
Indeed.
Nice peoples, no problem. I know because I'm very old, and there is no one telling me.
You are still young, Jan.
There is no
You're
one
still
telling
young.
me in that scene from, hey, you are a fucking old guy, what are you doing? No, they like it, and then they are asking me, hey, nice that you are coming over here. Why are you coming? Not on a fucking shit way, but friendly.
Yeah, you're right.
That's another thing. No, for me it's like important, you know.
I know what you mean.
Someone with Jan's experience with partying, for example, you know. So for me, I know this, and it means a lot for me to see Jan enjoying also what I do so much.
Yeah.
Because obviously for him, he's not just some kid who's out at their second party. He's been to lots of different parties, heard lots of different music, and therefore like finds a finer taste in things.
Yeah.
And for me.
He's mentioned Ibiza. The first time that I was over there, that was in 1972, in Amnesia.
Amnesia.
And then 2 years later, there was coming the coup. And then you had the Pasha and the Glorious. I don't know if they are still. I've been there 10 years behind each other, only for partying. But not in the way as a lot of people are doing now, drinking.
Now it's madness over there.
It's madness. Because I wanna like, this is a good topic, Jan. Because I wanna ask you both, you and Minitech, like the whole. On this moment, I think we are really. There's a demand for some guys who stand up and say that we need to do something about the whole stamp that we are getting in the whole house scene. That it's always related to drugs. Like for instance, on the Amsterdam dance event, what happened with this guy who died a couple of weeks ago? There was also a big issue. Can you please explain to us and help me out on this one? Is there a solution for the whole drugs issue that we have? Like for instance, with techno parties. If I say I'm going to a techno party, everybody is going like, oh, you must be using something, and then I'm like, no, I'm only drinking beers.
Well, look, I mean, the thing is, let's be honest, right? The point here is, it's not a question of drugs or anything else. The question here is simply intoxication, and the problem is just people.
Yeah.
Now, everybody, it doesn't really matter. I don't support, or I'm against drugs, or I don't support, or I'm against alcohol the same way. It's like I happen to know in my personal life more people who've died from alcohol than who've died from anything else.
True, true.
Or cigarettes.
Yeah, or
cigarettes, yeah.
But the point is, I mean, look, when people want to enjoy music, they like to get intoxicated. This is going on before laws came about. Like people would take mushrooms thousands of years ago, whatever, and have drum sessions or whatever, down to primitive times. It's almost like a ceremonial thing. So this is the modern version of that. So you can get drunk, enjoy some music. You can take an ecstasy and enjoy some music. You can take something else and enjoy some music.
True.
The problem that you are addressing is simply a problem with people who don't know when to have a limit and that's what it is. It's with anything.
And that's why I'm wondering, why when I'm coming to a techno party, you won't see people who are completely gone into drugs or into alcohol. They are all nice, and perhaps a lot of people are using something.
The last time in limit, but the last time, to be honest with you, because everybody knows it, I switched over, man. I don't go to ADM parties. I'm not going anywhere. The last time when I was at an ADM party, I was standing there with a couple of friends, and there was like a guy. He was I really don't know what happened to the guy, but he just fell on the ground and somebody kicked him. They started fighting, and the guy was wasted. And that was, I think it's 2.5 years ago. So the whole ADM scene, I don't know what's the reason. Why are people in the techno and in the deep house and also in the trance scene? Why are what's the whole thing? What's the reason that people are so different? What is your best rave spot?
My best rave spot? No, I really don't know. There are that many parties.
Look on Jan Bakker's Facebook and you will find out.
And well, I know exactly to what kind of parties I have to go. I see what names there are at the stages. And then you know, okay, that's nice. That's not that big.
Yeah.
You know, festivals with 3,000 people, they are very beautiful. But when it is 10,000, 15,000, it was really
big. I know what you mean.
And some festivals over here in the Netherlands already with 70,000 people.
Yeah, no, it's too big. Because you know that this is really a bridge. Because you play can you explain something about the concepts when you are playing? Because I see a lot of men, I'm checking you out on Facebook, man. I'm your follower, and I see you playing at Craft and the whole Techno Tuesdays thing.
Well,
and
the thing is with them, what it is that the organizers of Craft and Techno Tuesday are old friends of mine, you know.
Yeah.
When I was getting Minitech Project going here as well, they just kind of got a night going, a small kind of thing for friends.
Yeah.
Which then got quite popular because of the quality of the music.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it's also been quite influential to my music because we've grown together in the sense their original concept of What Is On Your Mind, which was the original Tuesday night, it was never meant to really become something that it is.
Yeah.
Gave me the opportunity to experiment a lot with my live performance.
What is on your mind?
What is on your mind?
There we go.
Jan is going to do some, he's going to get undressed for all the ladies out there at third table.
There we go, right there. And I'm really happy, I look forward to, I'm playing there tonight, you know, and so it's really nice because
let's get a clear shot, Jan.
Yeah, there you go. Tonight.
What's on your mind?
Tonight. Tuesday in Amsterdam, that's the place to be.
Okay,
and I feel so happy because together, you know, with the right music and a very nice sort of family of DJs that are also very talented and stuff, you know, it's become something really nice that we can bring to people to introduce them into a good vibe of techno as well. You know, so What Is On Your Mind Craft, I have a residency with them, which is nice because they also really appreciate my music.
Guys, really, you really have to go there. You have to check it out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm in the building, I don't know for sure, but Tur's gonna do his best. But really, this guy's playing there. If you have the chance, check him out, because you can see him live. Yeah.
And tonight there is playing a new guy from Brazil. Salomão.
Oh yeah, it's
Salomão,
always international.
Yeah, I saw
he's
the
a really talented guy.
Yeah, I saw the guy on Facebook, and he's in the building tonight. And really, you have to do some research.
I know him already for 5 years that he is over here in the Netherlands, but he is doing fair. He was also playing in Portugal, in Brazil, everywhere here in Amsterdam, and tonight he will be there at Techno Tuesday.
That's nice, because Minitech, I want to ask you something that's really, because what for the future, because you've explained your history and the things that you're doing, but what does the future hold for you? Which way do you want to go? What is your dream?
Well, what it is basically I want my music, it's going in the right direction because obviously my productions keep evolving. Yeah, this is why I basically chose a stage name like Minitech Project. Because what it is that's literally what it is. It's a Minitech project. This is an ever-evolving thing because I don't like to be stagnant.
No.
As a person, I keep, you know, my character is in constant development.
Okay.
I'm pretty much have an idea of my tastes in life and stuff like that, but you always,
your taste in women?
My taste in everything. And so what it is, you know, like as that goes, I also like to bring those new inspirations and new developments in my character to my music. And for me it's very important which DJs out of the big names are actually promoting my stuff.
Yeah. And Jan, what's your feeling about the whole starting something and also ending it? What is your feeling about it when you are doing like a project? Like
my project is only going to a party and ending a party.
That's Jan always states. I can remember one day at Sugar Factory, Jan came out walking. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Be in time and go at the last moment.
Yeah. Now that's how you have to do this. Okay guys, I think it's now time for another topic in the show. The last topic, it's called Twothirds Choice. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and I just want to ask you to, with all your capability, to give me the right answer. And I'm going to do the same questions on Jan afterwards. Finish the sentence. When I wake up in the morning,
When I wake up in the morning.
Well, I start listening to the beat of the day, I guess.
The beat of the day.
The beat of the day.
And what is the beat of the day?
Depends on the day.
Wow, that's a great one. Okay, you have to choose between one of these answers. Techno or tech house?
Techno.
Why?
Techno.
It just it's broader.
Nice. Blonde or brunette?
Brunette.
Ecstasy or speed?
Ecstasy.
Amsterdam or Berlin?
Amsterdam.
Vinyl, USB or CD?
Hard drive.
This guy's killing me, so hard drive, man. I have to steal this guy's hard drive. I can do a set in the Sugar Factory, guys. Tits or ass?
Pardon?
Ass.
Tits or ass?
Ass.
Yeah, it's very important to us, you know, the ass is very important. Final question, finish the sentence. In 5 years, I will be?
On your mind.
On your mind, guys. Okay.
Don't ask me.
Okay.
then I'm behind the rollator.
Okay, Jan, especially for Jan. Tits or ass, Jan?
Tits.
Techno or tech house?
Techno.
Ecstasy or speed?
Oh, ecstasy.
Festival or club night?
Club night.
Festival or club night?
That's a hard one. Club night.
Yeah, you know, when I'm talking about festivals, I can say, okay, I like festivals, but only festivals with 2 or 3 stages, and not 20 stages.
I want to go on. Single or taken?
Taken.
By who?
Techno.
Nice. Okay, this is a question for Young Bucker. And I'm going to do it on Minitech, because these questions, man, I was sitting at home. I had to come up with a creative questions. Paris, Hilton, or Afrojack?
Oh my God.
Jan, you have to choose, come on.
No. I don't like them all.
Okay, you, Paris or Afrojack?
For what? You know, as in to have sex with Paris. Musically, Afrojack. Because I'll tell you what, his stuff's not my taste.
Yeah.
But he's a really talented producer, and I respect him for that.
True. Okay, yeah, I think we're done. But you know, this is a spontaneous show at Third Table. I didn't write a script because the script is not important at the table. Okay, guys, I think we're done. Minitech, really, I would really would like to thank you for being here. It was really an honor having you here at this table, and I'm really satisfied with everything that you explained about yourself, but also about your whole purpose of doing this. So, guys, please check out Minitech. I'm gonna drop all the links of Minitech in the comments below on Facebook. Please drop a comment and make sure that you follow this guy. Jan Bakker, thank you for joining
the invitation.
us. Really.
Yeah, thanks. Also a pleasure to be your first.
Nice.
Jan, always a pleasure.
Okay, guys, it's a wrap.